It's really stormy outside, and what did I do last time it was stormy? I headed to Rattray Head, and that's exactly what I'm going to do again this afternoon. Only this time, my dad's coming with me. He's never been there before, and I'm really excited to get out my camera, show him a new place, and get battered by the elements. Sand dunes. Every time I come here, they take my breath away. I mean, just look at them. They're huge, they're diverse, they've got so much going for them. And the sand is so white. And in this light, this sunny light that we've got today with all this wind, they truly come alive. It's just stunning. I loved being here last time during a storm, and I think I'm going to love it again this time. Hopefully I won't have so much issues with sand getting in my camera, but this is beautiful, and hopefully we'll get some unique and interesting images as the light changes. It's about 4 o'clock, 4:30, sometime between then just now. Still a wee while until sunset, but we're starting to approach golden hour. I don't know how long we're going to be here for, but I just want to make the most of the conditions that present themselves to us today and just enjoy this stunning location and this epic, ferocious weather. We're shooting 100% handheld today. If you didn't listen to my recent podcast that I did with Photog Adventures, I'll put a link in the description. I spoke about why it's really good to shoot handheld from time to time and not always use a tripod when you're doing landscape photography. Today, obviously with it being quite windy, I'm not going to use a tripod anyway because it's going to be difficult to do anything like long exposures or just to keep the tripod still. But getting out with your camera and using it handheld is a great way to get intimate with the landscape, a great way to get down low, a great way to get new and interesting compositions. And that's what I want to do today. Embrace the stunning conditions we've got, get some unique images, and hopefully showcase how stunning this place is during stormy weather. beautiful down on that beach. The wind is causing the sand to swirl all around me. If you're walking back in the direction the wind's coming from, you get sand in your eyes, sand in your camera. It's really painful actually, and it's getting to the stage now where it's getting quite frustrating. So I decided to come and sit up here, overlooking the beach where the wind is not as strong, sitting in the shelter and just admiring the view. I've taken a few images over the past sort of 15 minutes or so, but as I say, the photographs that I witnessed in my mind's eye that I wanted to shoot, I just was finding it impossible because of the conditions. The light though today has been stunning this afternoon, it really has, and in many ways it's taught me a lot. I often find sometimes when I come out with my camera that, I mean, I've said it before, sometimes the conditions aren't going to do what you want them to do. Not that I wasn't expecting anything today. I've literally just come down here to show my dad this beach and this lighthouse because he's never been here before. But I did hope with, you know, the waves and everything and the conditions that I would have got some nice images. But I always think when I come out on a shoot like this, just getting out and sitting and admiring the view sometimes is often better than snapping away and trying to get loads of images. And the light this afternoon has been beautiful. We've got sunshine with some clouds, so every time the sun comes bursting through the clouds you get these beautiful highlights on the crashing waves. You get beautiful light casting on the grasses and the sand dunes, and it just looks stunning. So beautiful. And I did take a few images of this with the polarizing filter on to make the sky a bit darker and just to make that image pop a little bit more. But just witnessing that in real life with the naked eye and admiring the view around me is what, in my opinion, this afternoon has been about. I often think sometimes when you go out with your camera you often learn just as much from sitting and admiring the conditions as you do when you're snapping away. You're not going to learn the mechanical side and all the technical side, should I say, of your camera by sitting and admiring. But I think what makes a landscape photographer good at what they do is the ones that sit back and admire the view from time to time. Watch the light change, watch the conditions unfold around them, and it's through doing that that you learn what works and what doesn't work, what light conditions you need to get the images that you hope to get, and you also learn more about the environment and what's happening around you, and often see things and potential future compositions which you would miss if you were running around taking photographs constantly hidden behind the lens. I'm a great believer in getting that balance. Sometimes you can go out and snap away to your heart's content, other times it's great just to sit back and admire the view and learn from what you're witnessing. And right now, this view is so relaxing. I'm being out of the wind and just seeing the sand whirl around me in the distance. I'm experiencing the true force of nature, but the true natural beauty of this coastline as well. And it's just stunning. I'm still sitting here admiring the view, and what I'm thinking about just now is how amazing water is. Now that might seem like a bit of a silly statement, but I read a book last year which I've mentioned before on this channel, and it was called How to Read Water, and my view of water was transformed by that book. It opened my eyes to the chemistry of water, the philosophical nature of water. It opened my eyes to how water moves, how it distributes, how it creates shapes and patterns. And now when I sit and watch a scene like this, where the waves are crashing into shore and you've got little droplets of water spraying off the waves, you've got this massive body coming into the ocean and crashing down and travelling all the way from the distance somewhere, and all the processes that go into creating the waves and everything that's happening in that sea. It is mind-blowing, and I'd highly urge you, if you're a landscape photographer, to get out and learn more about nature, about ecology, biodiversity, all the things that make up your landscapes that you're shooting, and your appreciation for your subject matter will be so much more intense, but in a good way, and you will feel more connected to what your subject matter is, and you'll just enjoy it more, I think, because you understand how things work. And if, by the way, you're interested in reading that book, highly recommend it, by the way, if you shoot water or just want to learn more about the ecology of water and nature. I'll put a link in the description below. My dad's down there just now shooting. It is so great to be able to instill a hobby and a passion into somebody else. And being able to see him reading the light and reading the world, as I often have over the last few years. Because photography is very new to him. He only bought a camera last year. But seeing that and seeing that I've inspired him to do that, it's so humbling. It's great to just sit back and watch him at work. It's so beautiful here. I'll never grow old of Rattray Head. And I can't wait to do my sunrise workshop in a few weeks' time in this stunning location. Landscape photography is about embracing the conditions that you find yourself in. Whether it's stormy weather and you're being battered by torrential rain or gale force winds, or whether you've got a beautiful serene scene in front of you, sunshine, calm, not a breeze in the air. It's about getting out there and enjoying all of those things, immersing yourself in the elements and just embracing what nature throws at you. It's incredible. You know, the really good thing about sitting back and just admiring the view is that you often end up being out longer than you'd maybe anticipated, because, you know, if you just go out for an image and the conditions aren't doing what you want them to do, or they're harsh, or like I was about half an hour ago being hit by all this sand, most people would just leave and think, oh, I'm not going to get a photograph, this is too difficult, I'm going home. But I sat on these sand dunes and just admired everything unfolding in front of me. It's now, the sun has just set, I believe. We didn't really get a sunset tonight, but that's fine. You don't get a sunset every day. You just got to deal with what what you're presented with and what happens. But while I was sitting up here admiring the view, I took a few video clips on here for the vlog, and the light, you can't really see it now, maybe we could do that. No, you still can't see it, but the light's very moody and very blue, and I thought it would look interesting as a long exposure image. Now, I said at the start of this video that I wasn't going to use my tripod today, and I didn't think I was, because given the sand and the wind, I thought doing long exposure would have been too difficult, and that it wouldn't have been easy to use a tripod either in these conditions. But I've managed to find a sheltered spot up here in the sand dune. The wind is starting to die down, and as the light's changing, as I say, I was able to take some long exposure shots of this beautiful scene. It's something many people do when they come here. The lighthouse is a great focal point to do the long exposure around it, with the waves crashing and the sky moving. And on a day like today, it's just a perfect way to end an afternoon shoot at Rattray Head. I just love it. But that's the point I wanted to make. Often just sitting back and admiring the view can lead to photographic opportunities that you weren't expecting to get. And it's a great feeling. A great feeling. And now, even though I've got that image, I'm still sitting back here and admiring it. It's something I want to do more, I think. I'm trying to really challenge myself photographically, and I think if I come out for a walk and I've got my camera with me, I want to challenge myself to get one good image. I still want to go out and explore without my camera from time to time, because that is healthy and I enjoy that. But if I've got my camera with me like today, I'm going to use it and I'm going to get a shot. And I really like this image I'm about to show you. As I say, it's quite a typical image to get here, but there's a reason for that, because it works. I hope you enjoy. Well, that was good timing. I was literally packing up my gear and the rain has now started and the wind's picking up again. Very changeable afternoon weather-wise, but often that's what makes the most exciting trips out. In I don't know when this video is going out, but in a week or two's time from when this video is out, but I think it's 2 weeks. 2 weeks today in real life, so probably a week for this video going out, that I'm off to Skye. So I'm going to be treated and greeted with weather like this probably every day I'm over there. But I just want to let you know I've got some super exciting content coming up for you, and they're a collaboration with a holiday home company, which is going to be great because I'm going to be able to show you some of the iconic locations in Skye, which I only visited very briefly last year while I'm there. I've also got my whole day of photography workshops on the 30th of March, which I'm super excited for, and I'll also be celebrating my birthday while I'm over in Skye. It's going to be a fantastic 5-day trip, which isn't all going to be in Skye, some of it's going to be in Loch Ness and that sort of area, but some iconic locations coming for you very, very soon. It's getting too windy now to vlog, so I'm going to say goodbye. As always, I want to say a huge thank you for watching, really, really appreciate it, and I'll hopefully see you all again next time.